welcome to the Newshour Agenda. Madhavdas G. The fourth round of the India Alliance meeting sprang a surprise here at the Ashoka Hotel in the heart of the national capital. Now, at the meeting, sources have informed us that West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee as well as Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal have proposed the name of Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge to be projected as a Prime Ministerial face. Mallikarjun Kharge, however, declined to the same and in fact said as much in his press conference later, saying that if there are no members of parliament, then it would make no sense to be discussing the Prime Ministerial face, and therefore his energy as well as that of the alliance would be on ensuring that they get the maximum number of MPs first.
हमने पहले सभी लोग जीत के आना है। कौन प्राइम मिनिस्टर बनना ये बाद में की बात है। एमपीज अगर नहीं है तो प्राइम मिनिस्टर की बात करके क्या फायदा है। तो इसीलिए हम पहले अपनी संख्या बढ़ाने के लिए एक होकर सभी लोग लड़ के हम मेजॉरिटी लाने की कोशिश करेंगे।
While there is no finality on the Prime Ministerial phase, the parties say that they have taken a lot of decisions and taken things forward. For instance, they've set the deadline of the 31st of December to finalize the seat-sharing formulas. They've also decided that there would be a new logo within the next 20 days, and also the blueprint as far as mass contact programs are concerned are in the final stages of being ready.
सर क्या रहा मीटिंग के अंदर क्या डिसाइड किया गया है सर?
अच्छा रहा। अभी शुरू होगा, कैंपेन भी शुरू होगा, सीट शेयरिंग भी होगी, सब होगा।
कन्वीनर को लेकर सर कोई चुना गया? कन्वीनर को लेकर कोई बात हुई सर?
नहीं अभी
सर आप साइड
इंडिया गठबंधन की बैठक हुई है जी, और सभी दल बहुत जल्दी टिकट बांट करके मैदान में जाने के लिए तैयार है।
सहमति बन गई।
बहुत जल्दी सीटें डिस्ट्रीब्यूट होंगी और हम सब लोग जनता के बीच में दिखाई देंगे।
मोटा मोटी मीटिंग बहुत साफ साफ बात है। सीट शेयरिंग मास कॉन्टैक्ट प्रोग्राम 20 दिन के अंदर सब शुरू।
सर कन्वीनर बनाने को लेकर कोई बातचीत?
कोई बातचीत
कन्वीनर को लेकर
नहीं, कोई बातचीत।
सर
बहुत
सर सीट
बहुत सक्सेसफुल।
सर सीट शेयरिंग रैली
सब 3 हफ्ते में सब डिसीजन
हो जाएगा।
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
For more on this, let's go right across to our guest. Joining us is Karan Verma, author. With us is R.P. Singh, national spokesperson for the BJP. On this side, we have Ghanshyam Tiwari, national spokesperson of Samajwadi Party. Kanchan Yadav is spokesperson of RJD. Advocate Nikhil Jain is a political analyst, and Seema Malik of the NCP is joining us. First and foremost, let me start with Ghanshyam Tiwari. Ghanshyam Tiwari, today a very, very significant meeting that has taken place. But the question still remains, there is suspense over seat sharing, there is suspense over who the convener will be. Two very crucial aspects if this alliance has to work.
Good evening, Madhav, to you, my fellow panelists and the viewers. The greatest suspense is the suspension of democracy in India. That we have a Prime Minister who has the lowest and the worst track record of all Prime Ministers in attending Parliament, responding to questions in Parliament or speaking in Parliament. We have a Home Minister who's afraid to take responsibility of the Parliament attack that happened, and we have a situation where youth of the country have to step into the Parliament well so that the Prime Minister can speak on unemployment. We knew that the Prime Minister was afraid of going to Manipur, but we did not know that he's become afraid of speaking in Parliament, and the Home Minister has caught on the same fear. As far as the opposition is concerned, the India Alliance shows that 1, there is going to be a Prime Minister face, 2, that the alliance is intact, notwithstanding the victory of BJP in 3 states, and 3, that every time BJP suspends any member of parliament, the voice of India grows stronger. The voice of these 147. कितना है आरपी सिंह जी? आपने कितने लोगों को सस्पेंड किया है? 100, 200, 300. इनके I can tell you one thing, Madhav. They have suspended more MPs than the number of MPs BJP has with criminal track record in the current parliament. Viduri sits there. That Braj Bhushan Singh sits there and members of parliament are suspended is a hall of shame that BJP has registered in the history of India.
The issue of criminals in politics, because I think that's an issue that all political parties have to account for, including the Samajwadi Party for that matter. But let me start first and foremost with the issue of suspension of MPs. Your sort of damaging democracy or throttling the voice of the opposition is the charge that they are repeatedly making. Tomorrow Congress has its protests across the country, and this is an issue on which they're going to go to the people. This is what they're saying. Please respond.
Well, there is a specific place for every event. Now we are here for a debate. There is a place for name as Jantar Mantar, for protests, for rallies. Parliament is not for Jantar Mantar, taking Jantar Mantar to Parliament. If they take Jantar Mantar to Parliament, then this is bound to happen. I mean, you can't hold placards, although all members of Parliament put together decided that they will not hold placards, they will not display placards, they will not go to the podium of the chairman. I mean, this is happening for the first time. Right. And going to the podium and disturbing the chairman and showing the placard, this was decided this won't happen. And so there's a protocol of the Parliament. There are rules and regulations of Parliament. So Parliament has to govern by rules and regulation. If you have to do all this, go to Jantar Mantar. Who's stopping you from going to Jantar Mantar?
Not just that. The chairman of the Rajya Sabha saying, Ghanshyam, that he was extremely hurt that his community, etc., have been insulted, that he comes from a farmer's background. All of that is really something that is unbecoming of Mr. Kalyan Banerjee, who was seen mocking the Vice President. Well, what would you say about it?
It is time Vice President shows spine. You have to earn the respect. You have a constitutional authority. The chair gives you that power. But earn the respect of people. The more you lose it, the more the members of Parliament have a responsibility to tell the people that you are mimicking democracy. So mimicking you is in a way commending the democracy. People want Mr. Dhankar to show some spine that he did not show as governor, as vice president. When he starts talking about Modi ji as Yug Purush and Mahapurush and all that, shows that he is just too desperate to earn Prime Minister's approval at the cost of democracy of India and people of India.
But what they are saying is that the members of Parliament will come and go. Respect for the chair has to be there in democratic system.
The Parliament will go away. We have two parliaments, both shunted out. They are passing bills, important bills for the country without discussing. I'll say just one couplet that बर्बाद लोकतंत्र करने को सिर्फ एक मोदी शाह काफी है. अब हर शाख पर, हर चेयर पे मोदी शाह बैठे हैं. अंजामे हिंदुस्तान क्या होगा?
नहीं, जब ये शायरी से बोल रहे हैं तो आई विल ऑल्सो स्टार्ट विद इट. ताउम्र यही गलती करता रहा, धूल चेहरे पे थी, आईना साफ करता रहा. धूल इनके चेहरे पे है. दिस इज नो वे टू फंक्शन इन अ पार्लियामेंट. यू कैनॉट बी अ लंपन. Plain and simple. In May 2023, Madhav, there was a bulletin by the consensus of all the members that there will be no placards inside the house. But they continue to carry. And he's talked about the Vice President showing spine. He has shown spine. He has implemented the rule. He has sent this message loud and clear that if you are going to throw the rule book, if you are going to behave like a lumpen, he is going to suspend you. And this is what the people want. We have not spent, taxpayers' money has not gone to see Parliament become a hoodlum ground. There are rules and regulations, otherwise there's no difference between these and the anarchists who stormed into the Parliament. And what my friend Ghanshyam Ji said was a very dangerous statement. He said today the youth have to enter the Parliament to ask questions about unemployment. Is he like Rahul Gandhi rationalizing what has just happened in the Parliament? And just so he knows, unemployment is at a record low of 3.2% as per the periodic labor survey. And we cannot rationalize this kind of behavior by saying just because they are unemployed, they'll have to enter the Parliament to ask questions. Sorry, this cannot happen. Nothing can justify this kind of behavior.
1 in 2 educated youth in India is unemployed.
So are you justifying this behavior?
Mr. Tomar's son has videos asking hundreds of crores.
So are you justifying this behavior? No, this is Naxal behavior. Madhav, this is Naxal.
Give me a second.
Nobody is justifying that
MPhil,
behavior.
B.Ed, unemployed. Urban Naxal or unemployed.
Yes, so today,
absolutely.
You are a graduate, you are
unemployed.
So are you justifying this?
Saying that if you are a graduate in India and unemployed, you are an urban Naxal.
Ghanshyam Ji, are you justifying entering the Parliament like this?
Yeah, the UAPA charges have been slapped, Nikhil Jain. Surely, members of Parliament are raising issues of concern on the one hand. On the other hand, you can't justify this action either.
Yes.
Because there are serious cases that have been filed, serious charges. You're a lawyer. You know the gravity of UAPA charges once they are filed.
Of course. So, see, when Rahul Gandhi says that these youth were protesting against unemployment, he's not trying to justify their behavior. What they did in the Parliament, jumping on the MPs, no, not at all, not at all. Madhav, any act of anarchism or terrorism, as the BJP would call it, has two things: the people and the cause. So far as the people are concerned, the 4 people have been accused. The person who got them entry into the Parliament, BJP MP Pratap Simha, nothing has happened to him, and the cause is unemployment. Karan very astutely pointed out that the country has a record low of unemployment at 3.2%. Correct. But in the past 4 years, this government has been in power for the past 9 years. Of those 4 years, 2 years COVID took it away. So don't say it's a record low. Say it's a record low within this government, which is a horrible thing to say, because this government has
3.2 is still a modest number. 3.2%.
This government has completely
even by other government standards, 3.2% is not alarming.
This statement is concerned that they are BA, MEd, and MPhil and this and that. Despite that, they are unable to get unemployment. That is why they are urban Naxals. Sir, that is the problem. That in this country, for the post of a chaprasi, sir, in this country, even PhD graduates, even people holding a PhD degree are today applying for jobs of a chaprasi. That is where your government has brought this country to. This Prime Minister was elected because he told the people of the country that I am going to give you 2 crore jobs a year, and then he's held to account for that. He said पकोड़ा तलना भी रोजगार है, एक वकील निकल रहा है तो वो 4 मुंशी रख रहा होगा. All bogus, no actual data on unemployment. Government of India captured unemployment data, but they don't deliver.
One moment. We are ultimately discussing what's happening in the parliament, and RP Singh, I want you to respond to them, because they say that when we raise issues, for instance, they started off talking about how they want the government to respond on this parliament breach. There was no response coming from the government side. That is one of the primary arguments from their side. I want you to respond to them.
Okay, this issue is of a security breach. And this is not only internal security breach, it has international ramification also, because there is a Khalistani who has said he'll probably hire Nikhil Jain and pay litigation fees to Nikhil Jain to protect them. He has said so. So it means there is an international ramification. Rajnath Singh has given a statement on this.
Home Minister should resign. Home Minister should resign. Rajnath Singh is not responsible. Amit Shah is responsible.
He's the Cabinet Minister. He's the Defence Minister of the country. He's in charge for the security of the country. So if he
only the armed forces, not the
enough. It's good enough. Also,
That's enough. Your response, Ghanshyam Tiwari.
Actually, there is only one answer. The answer is जनता का अपमान नहीं सहेगा हिंदुस्तान. 141 राज्यसभा और लोकसभा को मिलाकर एमपीज को निलंबित किया गया, सस्पेंड किया गया. That is very condemn. इसको कितना भी condemn
पार्लियामेंट में भगड़ा नहीं सहेगा हिंदुस्तान. पार्लियामेंट में भगड़ा नहीं सहेगा. वो सीन भूलता नहीं जब संजय सिंह टेबल पे भगड़ा डाल रहे थे. भूल गए आप क्या? आप जाकर पोडियम पे चढ़ जाओगे. आप वहाँ बहस करने गए हो. हम बात करें ना, हम आपस में बात करें. थोड़ा बढ़कर आ रहा हूँ.
141 एमपीज को भेजा था पार्लियामेंट में, लेकिन उनको निलंबित किया गया, सस्पेंड किया गया. ये सिर्फ उनका नहीं, ये जनता का अपमान है. इसको 2024 में जनता दिखाएगी. और नहीं बात, जो व्यक्ति अपने इवन बीजेपी में जो डेमोक्रेसी को एंड कर दिया, डिक्टेटरशिप लागू कर दिया, वो आज पूरे देश में डिक्टेटरशिप लागू करने की कोशिश कर रहा है. और 2014 में जिस व्यक्ति को एक ग्रेट लीडर की तरफ देखकर जनता ने चूज किया था, आज वो ग्रेट डिक्टेटर हो गया है. हमारी लड़ाई, इंडिया अलायंस की लड़ाई उस डिक्टेटर को एंड करने की है.
डिक्टेटरशिप का एक्यूजेशन है. दिस इज व्हाट ऑपोजिशन से.
दुनिया के अंदर 71% से ज्यादा लोगों ने उनको लीडर माना है बाकी देशों से. आपकी जानकारी के लिए
बीजेपी के सर्वे में
एक मिनट सुनिए. ये मेरा डेटा नहीं है, ये मेरा कोई डेटा नहीं, ये मेरा पर्सनल डेटा नहीं है, मेरा पर्सनल डेटा नहीं. सेकेंडली, आज 55 करोड़ लोगों को आयुष्मान भारत के अंतर्गत उनकी सेहत की चिंता की जा रही है. अरे सुनिए ना, सुनिए डिक्टेटर, आपने कहा सुन लीजिए. आज 11 करोड़ बहनों को गैस के चूल्हे का कनेक्शन मिले. आज 11 करोड़ के ऊपर किसानों को किसान सम्मान निधि मिली. अरे सुनिए ना, किसान सम्मान निधि मिली. आज 4 करोड़ लोगों को सिर पे छत मिली. आज हर घर पे नलके का प्रोविजन किया जा रहा है. लगभग 10 करोड़ लोगों को घर पे नलके.
रोजगार नहीं मिला, जॉब नहीं मिला.
मैं रोजगार पे ही बोलना चाहूँगा.
रोजगार की बात करें, पिछले साल 1.5 करोड़, उससे पिछले साल 1 करोड़. ये मेरा डेटा नहीं है,
ये बीजेपी का डेटा है.
उससे पिछले साल
मैं बोलना चाहूँगा माधव,
कोरोना को छोड़ दो, उस साल 1 करोड़ 15 लाख. बाकी लगातार पिछले 6 साल से 1.5 करोड़ का रिकॉर्ड है, जो कि सरकारी आंकड़ा है. वो अभी ये उसमें वो डेटा नहीं है, जो कि स्वरोजगार हो रहे हैं, वो अलग है.
एक छोटा 10 सेकंड का.
Okay. Seema Malik, question is this. Question is very, very pertinent, because at this point of time, they are saying that they are fighting this election on the name of Prime Minister Modi. We are at a time when this India alliance has been concluded. Mr. Kharge's name has been proposed, yet there's no clarity whether that is the face with which India alliance will be going to the people.
See, the face is not important for us. This I'm telling you. This is
What do people vote for
we
then?
are there on the one platform for the for something with a big target, I will say, and not for the somebody's this thing to we have to promote one person or something the way that BJP is doing. And one thing I would like to say that this day is a real black day for us. The way the parliamentarians were suspended, and we strongly condemn this, that how without any opposition what is the parliament? लोकतंत्र का मंदिर बोलते हैं आपको, but parliament is about ruling party and the opposition. It is not.
But they say you're breaking the rules. They say you're breaking the rules. You're insulting the Prime Minister, insulting
we are not deaf and dumb people that we will go and sit there. We want to speak anything and just go and listen to them and come out. And what they were doing, the culprit who has given passes to the intruders, he is there inside the parliament. But our honourable MPs who have been elected by the people of this country, they are also elected people. It is not only the BJP and Modi ji who are elected. So this is very, this is strongly condemnable.
Whereas the opposition is being.
Sorry, a second. There was a recce which was done beforehand. So let's wait for the time when we come to know who the person who issued passes the recce.
When you are going to come to know?
What about the actual attack? What about the actual attack?
Madhav, Home Minister Amit Shah is not Rahul Gandhi. Just try and understand. He will not pass a statement without getting to the bottom of the point. He is not an irresponsible person. When they say a probe is on, they will get to the bottom of it and then he'll come out. He is someone who has discussed every issue threadbare, even when they ran away from the parliament. And madam, when she said, जनता का अपमान तब होता है जब उनके चुने हुए लोग इस तरह का अराजक बिहेवियर शो करते हैं। हमारा शिष्टाचार पकड़े गए तो चिल्लाएंगे भ्रष्टाचार भ्रष्टाचार अत्याचार. What behavior is this? We will break the rules, and if we are penalized, we will shout अत्याचार. Is this the democracy we want to become?
You can respond, but I want to ask you a question.
This is a democracy where there is rule of law.
There is no rule of law in the country at present.
Therefore, it has always been the case that the government.
So should rule books being thrown, placards? So the speaker will take action.
They are saying we are protesting because the government is not making a
So
statement.
protest in the manner that is ordained.
Rajat Singh is an honourable cabinet minister, defense minister.
And secondly, it's the speaker who has to make a statement.
Okay.
It is the Lok Sabha secretariat that made a statement even when there was a breach in 74, 84, every time. It is the Lok Sabha secretariat, the speaker who made a statement. That a probe is on. Can we just start coming up with facts without getting started again?
Don't start it again in 74, 84.
I want you to respond to that. They're saying there has been a statement, the defense minister has spoken, and therefore these protests are on. Respond to it.
So why the Home Minister is not coming and giving us
He's waiting for the facts to come out.
Why not? Why he's giving statements from sitting in a five-star and
Okay, madam, he wanted to speak about Manipur. He said we don't want Home Minister to speak.
Okay.
You said let Prime Minister to speak.
Because that was Prime Minister's responsibility.
This matter is of Home Ministry.
You get directors that time. You were chanting slogans that time.
Madhav, सिर्फ disrupt करना है. Their aim is only disruption. Whether it is Pegasus, whether it is Adani, they are bankrupt officials.
We are here.
Strongly condemnable.
We are here also to talk to the viewers. So as a viewer, when you look at the Parliament of today, you think about it that Braj Bhushan is not suspended. उसने जनता का अपमान नहीं किया.
There's a case going on.
Think about it. Ramesh Biduri is not suspended. उसने जनता का अपमान नहीं किया. Think about it. Pratap Simha is not suspended. उसने जनता का अपमान नहीं किया. साध्वी प्रज्ञा is not suspended. उसने जनता का अपमान नहीं किया. निशिकांत दुबे is not suspended. उसने जनता का अपमान नहीं किया. There are hundreds plus. What are his degrees? What are his degrees? It is under question. His own degrees are under question. Under question.
Even Rahul Gandhi is out on bail. Under question. Do you want members to be suspended because they are under question? This is so irresponsible.
100 plus MPs of BJP are not suspended. कुछ उनके ऊपर criminal charges हैं उनके affidavit के साथ, but they are not suspended. But the 100 plus MPs who are but I think the ones who are suspended, the 141, 150, 200 MPs who are suspended, what do they represent to the viewers? They represent 40 crore people of this country who they think is anarchists. They are saying today that if your son is a graduate, your son is a LLB, your son is a MPhil, and he doesn't have a job, he behaves like an urban Excel. Your daughter behaves like another Excel. And it is your responsibility that he doesn't have a job, not Mr. Modi's responsibility. What a shame. That 40, they said,
please. Now they've talked about jobs, Madhav. Just one stat and all their mouths, I believe, should be silent after that. We have on this question. let me answer.
They want everybody to be
Roads
silent.
construction have been up quadrupled 4 times. Railway connectivity, laying the railway tracks tripled. Bridges doubled. Who was making all this? Do we have robots making this, or if Nikhil is to be believed, maybe aliens are coming? It's the hard-working men and women of this country who are doing this. Mudra loans, 35 crore Mudra loans. What are they for? Do you think they are self-employed people who are employing 1 or 2 people?
First of all, he talks about
these are hard facts, Nikhil.
Can I now respond? Can I now respond? We're talking about the roads quadrupling, roads construction being quadrupling. How there's a very clever manipulation in the formula that earlier. Let me at least respond. I didn't interfere.
Yeah.
So earlier when we made 1 kilometer of a 4-lane highway, we counted it as 1 kilometer. The Modi government has started counting it as 4 kilometers because 4 kilometers of lanes have been made. So that is how we are quadrupling it. Also, I never said that aliens are making roads. God knows what you're saying. God knows what you're saying. And
These are facts now. Road connectivity has gone. Airports have been made.
That is what they want. They don't want to silence everybody who talks of sense, who talks of a point, who talks about data points, because data points they very conveniently want to hide. He's been talking about how taxpayers' money is being misused by the parliamentarians who are protesting in the parliament. May I remind you 2 things?
Talk about
the 142 members of parliament who've been suspended were elected by taxpayer money in holding the election.
Not for anarchy.
Not for
doing the rule book. Not for breaking the rules. Sorry, those people are embarrassed today.
Let me read
You have violated their mandate.
Important statement.
People didn't select you.
Let me read him a statement. There are occasions when an obstruction in parliament brings greater benefits to the country. Our strategy does not permit us to allow the government to use parliament without being held accountable. We do not want to give the government an escape route through debate. August 26, 2012, late Shri Arun Jaitley ji. So I can read a similar statement from Sushma Swaraj ji. Not allowing parliament to function is also a form of democracy like any other form. So are you going to counter urban Naxals?
They stopped following Rahul Gandhi and they are following Arun Jaitley ji.
We're following Gandhi. That's following Gandhi as much as the rest of the country does and Narendra Modi himself does.
Please allow me to conduct this debate. The question here, Arvind Singh, now let me ask you this question. What he is essentially saying is he's quoted Arun Jaitley and Sushma Swaraj. But it is a fact that between 2012 and 2014, Parliament barely functioned. There was similar, extremely loud protests that the BJP was doing inside the Parliament, and they are saying this is hypocrisy because when you do it, it's okay, when we do it, it's wrong.
Madhav, they have themselves passed a resolution in May 23 saying that we will not do all this. This is passed. Everyone has a chance to improve. And they pass it as all parliamentarians put together, all political parties put together, that they will not display placards.
Including placards, yes.
Including placards. And not that they will go and jump on the and do bhangra on the tables or go to the podium of the salesperson. No, this is ever unheard. But coming to the data of the employment, I have a data with me. 2018-19, 1.5.
Unemployment, they could not answer.
I have a hardcore data.
I'll come to you on this data. Ghanshyam Tiwari, the assurances that were given in the House are being broken by opposition parties. That's a direct charge of Arvind Singh. Please respond to that.
पार्लियामेंट मोदी जी का प्राइवेट फार्म हाउस नहीं है, वहाँ पर अपोजिशन भी होता है। और अब क्योंकि मैं जेएनयू से हूँ,
मंगला डालने के लिए
3 दिन पहले का नोटिस
ऑपोजिशन मंगला डालने के लिए ऑपोजिशन चेयरमैन के पोडियम में जाकर माइक तोड़ने के लिए ऑपोजिशन इसलिए कि वो कागज फेंकेंगे।
सुना आपको इवन इन द जेएनयू प्रोटेस्ट को बैन कर दिया गया। ये पूरे देश भर में डिक्टेटरशिप का ऐलान है, इसलिए इसको 2024 में एंड करने की जरूरत है। और जो व्यक्ति अपने पार्टी की डेमोक्रेसी को नहीं संभाल सकता, वो पूरे देश की डेमोक्रेसी को कैसे संभाल सकता है? इवन जो पूर्व मुख्यमंत्री 3 बार रहे, उनको कहना पड़ता है कि मुझे कुछ लेने दिल्ली जाने से अच्छा होगा कि मैं मर जाऊंगा यहाँ। शिवराज सिंह चौहान जी, आप उसके बारे में क्या कहेंगे? That means there is democracy, dictatorship in the BJP, और now democracy after India is turning into dictatorship. ये मोदी का regime है और 2024 में dictatorship India है।
I want Arvind Singh to answer that.
लालू जी, तेजस्वी यादव और राबड़ी देवी के आगे डेमोक्रेसी बता दीजिए कहाँ है आपकी पार्टी में? इन 3 के आगे है कुछ? इन 3 के आगे तो कोई पार्टी नहीं है। अरे एक मिनट सुनिए ना, अरे एक मिनट सुनिए ना जी। बिल्कुल करिए ना, उसमें क्या दिक्कत? मैं कह रहा हूँ आप करिएगा जो करें, मैं तो फैक्ट बता रहा हूँ। इनसे आगे डेमोक्रेसी नहीं आपकी पार्टी में। अरे आप सबके सब परिवारवादी पार्टियां हैं। आपको डायनेस्टी से मतलब है और डायनेस्टी इसलिए क्योंकि आपको भ्रष्टाचार बचाना है. You want to safeguard your corruption, that's why you want to run your dynasty. Give me a second, man. I never interrupted you. Give me a second, man. You have no right to talk about. You have no right to talk about democracy. You are a dynastic party. That 74, 75, 76 has gone. When Mr. Lalu Yadav used to talk about democracy and this used to be led by Jayaprakash.
Okay. Look at the three CMs. Look at the three CMs the BJP has put.
Let her respond. Let her respond.
None of them were so famous. It tells a message that anyone can become the CM.
The
frustration of this alliance. Look at the anger. Madhav, look at the anger. The viciousness. They know 2024 is done and dusted, so they are all getting angry and riled up.
Okay. Let's come back. Let's come back to some of the issues that we discussed in today's meeting. Since we are standing here at the Ashoka Hotel, let me come back to the issue of what really is the person who's going to become the face. The name of Mr. Kharge proposed by Mamata Banerjee and by Arvind Kejriwal. Mr. Kharge says no, let's think about this after elections. Is not having a face not going to hurt the India alliance? Because here they are out and out protecting Prime Minister Modi as their face. Is that not something that will hurt the opposition alliance?
First of all, the very interesting and important thing here to note is that for so many months, the BJP has been going around saying that AAP, TMC and the SP are going to leave the India alliance. You have the SP spokesperson here talking about the India alliance, in favor of the India alliance. You have TMC and AAP's leaders giving the name of the Congress president as the face, and please sing
What
that.
happened in Madhya Pradesh? What happened in Madhya Pradesh?
No. Let me respond. This is not fair at all. This is not the parliament. You can't suspend me. This is not the parliament. You can't suspend me. The important point is that when you talk about a face and you ask why will the people vote for the India Alliance, the people will vote for the India Alliance for the idea of India that represents secularism, pro-poor policies, social welfare, and not a party that is out to get one particular community, not a particular party that is trying to decimate the social fabric of the country. It is about issues, it is about employment, it is about jobs, it is about food on the plate of the poor, it is about giving rural infrastructure.
This is Akhilesh Yadav ji saying that Congress was the one who didn't want to do the caste census. It's not me. It's Akhilesh Yadav.
Kamandi.
Are you supporting the Kamandi?
Sir, ठिकाने पे आए.
The Prime Minister says. What about them? What about you people about the caste census? The Prime Minister says that this is जाति पाति में बांटने का पाप है caste census, and the Home Minister says we are. So you first you see your leader. Instead of
Ma'am, let me answer. We are for caste census and it will happen. Caste census give me a second, ma'am. Not the caste survey, not the fraud which has been committed by the Bihar government.
Come on.
Okay, and I give you a challenge.
Why you have not done it?
Even BJP voted in support of the caste census in the Bihar.
Where was the caste survey which you have done?
Where is the unit?
We know what you have done. What about the Roni Commission's report and what caste census was done in last year 2011? You have done nothing.
Samajwadi Party, please respond to that. Have you forgotten all the Akhilesh
परसों की बात है ये तो.
I think, Madhav, the viewers who followed politics clearly, right? We saw Shivraj Singh Chauhan, a 3-time chief minister, elected for the fourth time, saying, I will die rather than go and meet them in Delhi. Who? Not the opposition. BJP leaders. Second, we saw. Wait a second. He said that is the other side of BJP. That's the other thing. But we saw Vasundhara Raje crying. This is what happens when a democracy within a party is muzzled. And BJP of all parties enjoy when a woman leader is demolished. We saw that in case of Mahua Moitra. We saw how they addressed Mamata Banerjee. We saw how they championed every BJP spokesperson, every BJP MP champions Braj Bhushan Singh. As far as Mr. Kharge is concerned, it is obvious that BJP is scared because he has defeated them in Karnataka already. Prime Minister and Amit Shah led the campaign against Mr. Kharge, and especially when he took a jibe on Prime Minister, he said, "मुझे गालियां दी जा रही हैं." Karnataka people said that you will be.
Thank you so much.
That BJP is already scared because
Thank you because
just the
thank
fact,
you, sir, for announcing Mr. Kharge as a Prime Minister candidate. Kharge is the Prime Minister candidate.
Just the fact that Arvind Kejriwal ji and Mamata Banerjee ji bring up his name means that the entire bogey of BJP, that there is no face, that they are not united, that caste census will not happen. Kharge ji strongly bats for caste census.
But for Mr. Kharge, himself is
that is the power of democracy. We are not a party जहाँ पे एक चिट निकाली जाएगी, राजनाथ सिंह चिट लेंगे, इसको देंगे, उसको देंगे, उसको देंगे, और फिर वसुंधरा जी रोने लगेंगी. We are not a party like that. यहाँ पर जो संसद चुने सांसद आएंगे, वो मीडिया के सामने खुले तौर पर चुनेंगे हमारा नेता कौन है. लेकिन the fact is that the members of India Alliance are saying generously and clearly that we will have a leader, we will have an agenda, and they will murder the democracy. That is the key point.
Okay, I want you to respond to that.
No, he's right. There is active democracy, so maybe Akhilesh Yadav is not the leader of Samajwadi Party. Maybe it's someone else. It's not from the Yadav dynasty. And talking about women, it's so rich coming from the Samajwadi Party. लड़के हैं, गलती हो सकती है. Poxo convicted. Their wife getting a ticket. So I think Samajwadi Party, when they talk about this, I think it's only right if Kharge ji becomes the candidate, Madhav. Because we remember in 2019, RP Singh ji, he said अगर मोदी जी जीत गए तो सनातन का राज हो जाएगा. So I think the one thread that unites all of them is abusing Sanatan. Someone calls for the eradication of Sanatan का राज हो जाएगा. So I think what unites them and the right face for them is Kharge ji, because yes, their only agenda has been Sanatan and dividing along caste lines. That is all their agenda has been. And Congress needs to decide if they want caste census. Because it was Rajiv Gandhi who on the floor of the House said, caste census नहीं होना चाहिए, इससे मेरा देश जाति के नाम पे बढ़ जाएगा. Indira Gandhi from 80 to 90 did not allow the BP Mandal report because she said, I am against dividing along caste line. So Rahul Gandhi and the Gandhi family need to actually ask, what do they really want?
कांग्रेस का जो स्टैंड था, राहुल गांधी जी ने उस पर क्लियर कह दिया कि वो हमारा एक ब्लंडर मिस्टेक था. राहुल गांधी ओबीसी रिजर्वेशन 27% दिया गया तो किसने कमंडल यात्रा निकाली, किसने उसके विरोध में यात्रा निकाली? Who opposed the even किसने सरकार गिराई? Even
घनश्याम जी भी हंस रहे हैं क्योंकि फैक्ट्स पता है. कांग्रेस has opposed it, madam, please.
बिहार में जाकर गृह मंत्री अमित शाह जी कहते हैं कि यादव और मुसलमानों की संख्या बढ़ा दी गई है. अरे आप कास्ट सेंसस करा लीजिए देश भर में, बता दीजिए कि किसका बढ़ा है. फ्रॉड गिरी आप लोग कर रहे हैं, फ्रॉड पर बातें आप लोग कर रहे हैं. और नाउ यू आर टैगिंग अस, नाउ यू आर टैगिंग अस, है ना?
सबसे बड़ा फ्रॉड तो कांग्रेस कर रही है देश में. अरे सुनिए ना, अरे सुनिए ना, राहुल गांधी के पिताजी का नाम था जहांगीर गांधी, और वो पारसी थे. अगर आप सुनिए ना तो कितने हुए उस कास्ट सेंसस के हिसाब से. जितनी जिसकी भागीदारी उसके हिसाब से गिनोगे ना, जितनी जिसकी संख्या उतनी भागीदारी, तो कितनी
हिंदी हार्टलैंड ने जवाब भी दे दिया. हिंदी हार्टलैंड has given them a resounding answer, पर समझ नहीं आ रहा अभी.
I want Nikhil to come. This is questions of our Congress. I want Nikhil to respond to that. Nikhil,
I can't even understand what questions you are making.
you have flipped your position on the caste survey because you were opposing it way back in the 80s. Simple question. Respond to that.
This is the problem with the BJP, that if a party is willing to work along the changing times, the changing needs of the society, they think that is something wrong. That is the essence of a democracy, sir. That is the essence of That is the essence of having a parliament, that you can change your view on things. We were a socialist economy till 1991 when there was a need felt. We liberalized. We have moved more towards capitalism.
They've realized when the
Congress party has realized that it is important for the OBCs to be given their representation right, to be given affirmative action, they have moved forward with this agenda, and that is perfectly all right. That is their very job as politicians. Unlike the BJP, which once says something, मेरा बोला हुआ पत्थर की लकीर, मैंने बोला 4 घंटे में सारे नोट बंद तो बंद, लाइनों में लगो, मरो, कोई मतलब नहीं है.
बीजेपी has the maximum representation of OBCs in its cabinet. I mean, आप किसको ज्ञान दे रहे हो यार? Walk the talk. You are going to preach them. सबसे ज़्यादा OBC CM, OBC representation in cabinet. किसको बता रहे हो?
32nd event in 2010 गोपीनाथ मुंडे बीजेपी के सांसद थे, उन्होंने पार्लियामेंट में भाषण दिया हुआ था कि क्यों कास्ट सेंसस होना चाहिए ना। आपका स्टैंड भी चेंज हो गया, आपका भी चेंज हो
नहीं, सीट एडजस्टमेंट का आज फॉर्मूला क्लियर हो गया क्या? आज इनका लीडर ऑफ कोऑर्डिनेटर तय हो गया, आज कन्वीनर तय हो गया, आज इनका प्राइम मिनिस्टर का कैंडिडेट तय हो गया क्या? इन्होंने कहा हम अगले 40 दिन के अंदर, सॉरी 20 दिन के अंदर हम अपनी सीट की अनाउंसमेंट कर देंगे।
Very simple. I will yield for the rest of the debate. I will yield for the rest of the debate if Karan, my friend here, can name 8 parties under NDA. Just name 8 parties under NDA. अच्छा आप बता दीजिए। अच्छा कोई और बता दीजिए।
पार्टी 300 सीट लाने जा रही है सर।
4 parties under NDA.
Alone BJP is
the reason I asked not to embarrass him because nobody can name. The reason I ask is the reason I ask is there is the reason. Sorry एक सेकंड। The reason I ask is that NDA has only BJP, everybody is listless. ये भी prove हो गया. The reason I say that is that if you ask in India today that who is opposing the agenda which is pro-poor, which is pro-backwards, pro-Dalits, pro-marginalized, the agenda of caste census, who is opposing it? Ask her, she will say BJP. Ask her, she will say BJP. Ask him, he will say I don't know. Because BJP stand is not know. Ask everyone knows there is only one party who is opposing the caste census in India, it is BJP. Are you saying, do you agree that BJP is the only, no, do you agree that BJP is the only party that is standing against caste census today? Yes or no? और कौन सी पार्टी खड़ी है उसके खिलाफ बताइए? अपना दल खड़ा नहीं है, आपका अलायंस है, ये रामविलास पासवान जी की पार्टी उसके खिलाफ खड़ी नहीं है, आपका अलायंस। उन्होंने संसद में कहा कौन सी पार्टी एनडीए में कौन सी पार्टी है जो कास्ट सेंसस के खिलाफ है बताइए?
तो कास्ट सेंसस कराने की बात करें 2026 में करेंगे, परंतु जो मूल बात पूछ रहे हैं कि 20 दिन के अंदर सीट अलायंस कैसे हो जाएगा? कौन सा चंद्रयान पे जाने के लिए रॉकेट पकड़ लिया आपने? कौन सा रॉकेट पकड़ा? चंद्रमा पे जाने के लिए। दूसरी बात, एक मिनट पॉलिसी को चाह हो गई कि आप जो 55 करोड़ लोगों को हेल्थ सुविधा दी जा रही है उसके बढ़िया पॉलिसी क्या है? जो किसान सम्मान निधि दी जा रही है 11 करोड़ किसानों को, उससे बेहतर पॉलिसी क्या है? जो आज 4 करोड़ छूट दी गई, उससे बेहतर पॉलिसी क्या है? जो आज महंगाई को कंट्रोल करके रखा उससे बेहतर पॉलिसी क्या है? आज जो कंट्री 3rd लार्जेस्ट इकोनॉमी हो गई उससे बेहतर, सॉरी 5th लार्जेस्ट इकोनॉमी हो गई, उससे बेहतर पॉलिसी क्या है आपके पास?
Ghanshyam, simple question, and let's go point by point without getting overly emotional. The point is, seat sharing is something that has been very difficult. There is Punjab, there is Delhi, there is UP. We don't know how the seat sharing alliance is going to work. Just yesterday, day before yesterday, Arvind Kejriwal saying all 13 seats in Punjab we will win. Your party would like to contest all 80 seats in Uttar Pradesh. How many seats are you going to give for the Congress, for instance, which also wants Mr. Rahul, Mr. Priyanka Gandhi, etc. to contest elections from UP? That's what the UP unit has just said yesterday.
Madhav, I think seat sharing is an easy part. What Mr. RP Singh said is the tough part. We will not get away as India Alliance by just criticizing BJP. We have to say that if they did not give 2 crore jobs a year, can we provide 2 crore jobs? If they brought the cylinder, they took the cylinder from 500 rupees to 1200 rupees. Can we, and in India that is poor, remains poor because of them, can bring the cylinder back to 500 rupees? They took the dollar from 50 rupees to 84 rupees. Can an India alliance create a government that can bring this down? They took the deficit with China, trade deficit, to near $100 billion. They gave $100 billion of business a year to China. Can you bring it up? I said that seat sharing is the easiest part. It's the easiest part. Because for all the 2 years, everybody was discussing electing the leader was the toughest part. Now that there is a name of the leader, on the table, the seat sharing is the easiest part. The biggest part is, the toughest part is to be able to credibly offer to the people an agenda of jobs, an agenda of harmony, an agenda that the poor and who have been marginalized by them will progress. That is the toughest part. We are ready to take that challenge.
Our friend Ghanshyam Ji has now conceded that they have no vision, no mission, no roadmap whatsoever. Mr. Modi talks about a 5 trillion economy. They are yet to come together. They are yet to come together to give even one roadmap of how they are going to do it. How are they going to meet the requirements of AI and machine learning? How are they going to roll out programs for the farmers, for the weaker sections? None program. And how is the Prime Minister is concerned? He said people are against it. Ghanshyam Ji, आपकी किसी भी पार्टी को दोबारा जनता इलेक्ट ही नहीं करती है. आप एक बार जाते हो, जनता कहती है भाई माफ करो, अगली बार आना मत. You have been thrown out of power in UP, राजस्थान, जहाँ भी आपका एक टर्म पूरा होता है, छत्तीसगढ़, आपको जनता बाय बाय कर देती है. ये फैक्ट है. ऑफ लेट यही है, आप देख लो. Where have they been repeated? Where have they been repeated?
What he's talking, I don't know. आपको जनता इलेक्ट नहीं करती, ये नहीं करती, वो नहीं करती.
आप बता दीजिए ना. री-इलेक्ट कब किया?
बीजेपी के भी पहले 2 ही एमपी थे, तो
कर्नाटका री-इलेक्ट किया.
Nothing to be very.
बीजेपी के बाद आप आए. आपको कहीं भी दूसरा मैंडेट नहीं मिलता. Anti-incumbency is always a factor for you.
We are fifth, economy and all. They talk about this thing, but they never talk about the gap between rich and poor. What is the per capita income of this country? They will never talk about on this issue where we are on the global hunger index, and they will always,
13.5 crore poor have been
moved out of poverty.
नीचे गए हैं सर पॉवर्टी लाइन में, वो भी बताइए कितने नीचे गए हैं, वो भी बताइए ना. ठीक है 13,000 आए, बट इसके पहले नीचे कितने गए हैं, इसकी तो बात कर लीजिए थोड़ी. आप
तो बता दीजिए कि नेता कौन होगा. बताइए खड़गे जी को तय कर लिया आपने.
सर नेता हो जाएगा.
आपका कौन होगा? मोदी की अडानी.
इशू ज्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट है, नेता इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं है हमारे लिए इतना.
Your party's leader, Mr. Sharad Pawar, Mr. Digvijay Singh, all one of the 2 resolutions, apart from the suspension of MP, was on the issue of EVMs.
Yes.
We thought that's a small issue, which only a few leaders of opposition are picking up. But is that seriously an issue? Because what they will say is that in 2004, 2009, the UPA came to power on EVMs.
Yes.
And you are now questioning that same.
Yes, I'm not denying that. But you see, in most of the developed countries, they started with EVM. Now they are on the ballot paper. So, कुछ reason होगा ना उसका. And this is the duty. This is the duty of the Election Commission and the government, the party who is in power, to satisfy the people. If there are only few people who are not satisfied, not the certain leaders, not the certain leaders, the common people. They are also raising the same question. They are also raising the same question.
When they win in Himachal is okay, okay, but when they win in Telangana is okay, but when they lose in
this everybody knows. This is a very small tactic that एक जगह जिता दो और बाकी जगह हरा दो, है ना?
No, Madhav, this is typical colonial hangover. Developed countries. US could not count its votes in the election for days. Even in the midterm, they struggled for 1 month to come out with the result. They have this hangover, everything Western is good. We are the first country that also reached on the south pole of the moon, ma'am. If we are developed, if we are far more sophisticated as a democracy,
our country also, this is not
does a great job. Be proud of it, ma'am. Don't bring the country down at every aspect. Don't be like Rahul Gandhi, where you travel abroad and just defame our country. Everything that Western is not doing.
Nobody is defaming. These are all very
she is.
Because there is one aspect which we all.
This is our country also. This is not only your country.
Don't defame it.
Don't try
our
to
election commission does a stellar job.
The country belongs to you only, and we are some aliens or something.
It's a simple question. There are at least 12 judgments of the Supreme Court on at least 3 or 4 occasions of various high courts in the country which have upheld the EVM. Yes, there are certain loopholes or some problems.
They don't believe in the courts also. They'll say the courts are also subservient.
The question is, the courts have certified and they are, as far as the EVM process is concerned, if they've gone through it in great detail, why are we bringing this up again and again?
Why not?
At the end of the day,
the people of this country,
our own democracy.
Even if small population thinks about, they have got a doubt. This is the duty of the government and the election commission to satisfy them. And we are, I think, respected Pawar Sahab and Mr. Digvijay Singh, they are going, they're going and talking to the election commission. They'll get time. There's nothing like this. कोई मजाक उड़ाने वाली बात नहीं है.
आप ये सोचिए माधव.
EVM की बात करो तो मजाक उड़ा दो.
माधव ये सोचिए.
You are not following the VVPAT everywhere.
Think about it.
Only few percentage you are following the VVPAT.
VVPAT counting happens to a small percent, but it's there.
I will make two brief points.
Why not to every?
Two brief points.
Every
One,
machine.
when your phone can be hacked, when your bank accounts are getting hacked, when Aadhaar database got leaked and hacked, then what is EVM? That's point one. And when you have a government that can throw out 141 members of parliament in broad daylight and still cry a victim, what can be more shameful? This government cannot be trusted. If they can have it, they will do it. That's the point. And when there are paper ballots, they will not be able to do it. Whether they allow it or not depends on whether they are courageous or cowards. So they have not.
Paper ballots. What happened in Bihar?
They will not be able to hack it. They will not be able to hack it. It is clear. They will not be able to hack it. But the final point is, when as a voter, when you think that whether you elected a coward government or a courageous government, think about whether the Prime Minister does press conference. Think about whether he attends Parliament. Think about whether the Parliament functions, whether they allow a decent debate on EVM and the way elections should be conducted.
I want you to respond on the EVM points that he has just made. Please respond.
We just recently saw what happened in West Bengal. The EVM boxes are found in ponds. They were burned. We have seen what has happened with the ballot boxes. So we know what happened with the ballot boxes. Fact is, they don't believe in technology. And also, sir, how many EVMs do you understand? How can
एक छोटा सा point.
So many EVMs. It's not that mobile phone like. There are, and each EVM is a separate machine.
घनश्याम जी को एक
It's not
छोटा सा point
connected.
बोलना.
It's not connected.
It cannot be connected.
It can be
छोटा सा
connected.
point.
And when you are lots of EVMs.
I am not a technical person. He is also not a technical person. So we cannot decide sitting here.
Seen a lot of allegations of booth capturing, and we've seen that. It's a fact. And their argument, not just their argument, but the Election Commission's argument has been that that kind of booth capturing can be curbed with the use of EVMs. If you go back to ballot papers, we'll be again going back to the days of booth capturing. How do you respond to that?
Because
developed countries are using that ballot paper.
बूथ कैप्चरिंग कब बिहार में होता था ये पूरा तरीके से फर्जी है, ठीक है. और इस समय राइट नाउ गुजरात, मध्य प्रदेश, इवन इन द राजस्थान, जहां जहां पर भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार है, अभी रिसेंट रिपोर्ट आया सबसे ज्यादा क्राइम वहां पर है रेदर देन द बिहार. बट हमेशा बिहार को एलिगेट किया जाता है, हमेशा उस पर एलिगेशन लगता है कि वहां पर सबसे ज्यादा क्राइम है. ये टोटली फर्जीवाड़ा है सर. आखिर क्या समस्या है, कहाँ आखिर निकाली जाती है? सबसे टॉप पर क्राइम में कौन सा स्टेट बता दीजिए? उत्तर प्रदेश. In the Uttar Pradesh BJP MLA, grabbed 8-year-old girl, and he is not suspended from the assembly. आप सरकार क्या जवाब देंगे? और बोलिए ना आप डेवलपमेंट की बात कर रहे हैं, आप बताइए कि 111वें स्थान पे कैसे आया इंडिया भूखमरी में? हंगर इंडेक्स में 111वें स्थान पे क्या है आपका जवाब? आप नहीं मानते.
इसमें दिखाया है कि तालिबान रूल्ड अफगानिस्तान में ज्यादा प्रेस फ्रीडम है. हम ऐसे फर्जी पोल्स नहीं मानते मैडम, आप मानिए. आप जाइए मानिए ऐसे पोल्स.
आपने प्रॉमिस किया था कि हर साल 2 करोड़ जॉब देंगे. 9 साल में 18 करोड़ हुआ. आपने दिया 7 लाख यानी 0.003%.
अपने हिसाब से 7 लाख दिया.
0.003%. ये डेवलपमेंट है. This is not development. This is the BJP development. This is multiple questions.
EVM, Madhav, courts be damned, commissions be damned for them. In 2013, the Supreme Court introduced the VVPAT and upheld that EVMs are 100% authentic with the VVPAT, which is verified voter paper audit trail. तो टेक्नोलॉजी भी और ये भी. और घनश्याम जी चले गए 2009 के समाजवादी पार्टी के मैनिफेस्टो में था कंप्यूटर हटना चाहिए और इंग्लिश एजुकेशन हटनी चाहिए. सो दे आर दैट एंटी डेवलपमेंट, एंटी प्रोग्रेशन. इसलिए आप उनको समझ ही सकते हो व्हाट देयर माइंडसेट. चेक कर लो 2009 का मैनिफेस्टो समाजवादी पार्टी का. घनश्याम जी से पूछ लेना, चले गए.
It is Rajiv Gandhi who ushered in the IT revolution in 1985 that paved in the way for the revolution.
It was a natural progression of the time.
So that had to come in. Computers had to come in the world economy in 1985. That was a natural progression. But
they were reaching the world across India was a very big market. They had to enter India. Come on, Nikhil. can't talk like this. You can't be so illogical.
On the topic of
You think these countries would not have India as a mandate? हम पत्तों में घूम रहे हैं कांग्रेस में होता. We would have still been in the medieval
There's one person who wrote an entire book on how EVMs are flawed. He happens to be GVL Narasimha Rao, a BJP member of Parliament.
That is why VVPAT was
Madhavdas G, I have one question. What is his stand on paid period leave?
Okay.
sorry.
आपका paid period leave पर क्या stand है?
What does that have to do with
No. This is related to the women of this country.
I am all for paid
No,
period.
this is related to the women of this
He has agreed to you.
I am all
He's
for
saying
it.
that he's all for it. I think we can. I hope we can end this debate now. R.P. Singh, Karan Verma, Nikhil Jain, Kanchan Yadav, as well as Seema Malik and Ghanshyam was earlier. And to thank all of you, extremely heated debate. And perhaps in the run-up to the Lok Sabha elections, this is something that we can expect. Particularly, of course, all eyes on what happens until the next India Alliance meeting is concerned. Thanks so much for joining us.
The News Hour at 10 will be right back after the break.